Hey, my magnificent millennial friends. Today I'm going to talk to you on an interesting topic which I call the tripod of success. If you want to succeed in life, which probably everyone wants to succeed in life, they need to understand what are the three P's for success in life. And for success, we need to understand the importance of training. Training, according to me, is education. Training and education go together, and that's why we go to school. When we go to school, what happens is that our thinking is streamlined, right? Now, according to me, there are two types of trainings. One is training that we understand and then apply, and there is a training that we apply and then understand. So let's take the understanding training which we usually go in schools and colleges. What we do is first we learn A, B, C, D, then we make small words, and then we make sentences, and that's how we understand language and then start applying. And there are places where we learn, where we apply first and then we learn how to do it. So if I asked you a question that can anyone recite a poem which you have learned in 8th standard or 9th standard? I bet most of you would say no, I can't recollect. Maybe the name I can recollect. Some of them may be able to recollect the poem, recite the poem, but typically the answer is no. Why? Because the way it was taught to us, it was more focused on making you understand rather than experience. But if I asked you that can you recite a poem which you studied in KG, I bet most of you would say yes. You know the reason why? Go back to your KG days and think how you were taught in KG. You were taught to experience it. Let's say your teacher was teaching you, I am a little teapot. They showed you a visual of the teapot. They made you feel like a teapot by making you act like a teapot. I am a spout, I am a handle, I am a teapot. A good teacher will give you the taste of tea. So the more senses are involved, it goes into our muscle memory. And what goes in our muscle memory is retained with us forever. What you learned in your KG, you're still retaining that, and you have the power of recalling. To give you another example, let's look at cycling. Most of you might be knowing how to cycle. Can you tell me, did you understand cycling or did you experience cycling? I bet when you learned cycling in a fraction of a second when you got what is to balance a cycle. And that's when you learned the cycle. So it was a fraction of a second experience. Now, friends, can you teach me that balance? Impossible. Experience is purely individual. And it is important for us to have these experiential learning, to focus more on experiential learning as against understanding learning. You don't have to always understand to learn. There are places where if we learn through experience, it will make us wiser. So it is said that academics will give you a living, but training will give you a fortune, right? So let us look at what are the three P's of training. I hope you understood the importance of training because it gives you better thinking. You can make better informed decisions if you train yourself. Whether it is understanding, whether it is experiential, both of them are required. It's not that experiential is better over understanding, learn. Both are required. But it can give you a better return on investment. I'm going to talk about return on investment in a short time or not. So let us look at what are the three P's of training. When you go to any place, the three P's are: one is product, the second are processes, and the third is the people handling skills. Now, typically in my experience of last 11 years in the leadership development, I have noticed that organizations heavily invest on product and process training. And soft skill training is kind of given a back seat. It's not given its due. Typically, if I take 100 as a budget, then 80 to 90% is invested on product training and process training. I have met CEOs who proudly say that our internal budgets are, the training budgets are to the tune of 1.25 crores. I asked, how much do you invest on people training? It says 25 lakhs. So 1 crore goes on product and process training, because almost everyone believes that if my people are good in understanding, but yes, in understanding my product and they understand the processes, they will be able to perform better. And soft skills is okay if they have it, they don't have it, doesn't make a big of a difference. Yes, it is important for you to understand your products. Yes, it is important to understand how the processes work behind everything. It's critical. You can't discount that. What I am making here a point is that let's look at the Pareto's principle, which is the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule says that 20% of the world population has to 80% of the world wealth. And you understand the 80-20 rule, right? And 80-20 rule applies everywhere. In a day-to-day, you will find that if you invest your time in doing 20% of the important work that you need to do for the day, it will give you the value, 80% value of that day's work, and you feel completely satisfied. So what I'm saying is that by investing just 20% on soft skills training, which is the people handling, scaling, your return of investment is going to skyrocket. Because you may have the best products in the world, you may have the best processes in the world, but imagine if your people are not motivated, if they don't work, they just work towards their job description, they don't have the energy to work, they are not innovative, they don't handle customers properly, they don't listen to people, they don't negotiate, so many things, your return on investment is going to go down. So what I'm trying to say, that all three are important, product, process and people, but give the soft skills its due. I'll come to why giving that soft skills its due is so critical. Let's take an example of a chartered accountant. Now you can apply this to any person, whether it's an engineer, a chartered accountant, or anybody, or a doctor. What they really invest. Let's take an example, a person who is having a chartered accountant firm. What are its products? He will go in for a certification for probably international taxation, transfer pricing, mergers and acquisitions, and so many other specialization products which are there after he completes his chartered accountant. If he wants to make a niche in his market, he has to do something different. So he will heavily invest 40%, 50% in this. Okay, perfect, great, he did that. Then he goes and creates the systems. He looks at, he has tactics, he invests in how do I improve my efficiency in my organization, how do I improve my customer base, how do I increase my profitability, how do I increase my sales, how do I set up systems and processes, and how do I go about creating standard operating principles. These are all processes. But imagine if he asked himself this question, that are my people motivated? Do I really inspire them? Do they come to Monday with blues, or they come with super energy? Do they work innovatively? Do they take ownership of their work? Do they work more than what they are paid for? Do they really listen? Do I really listen to my customers? Do I really listen to people in my office? Do I negotiate? Now if I ask you, what really gives you the impact if he starts training his people and if he trains himself? Because the soft skill percolates from the top down. The philosophy of the top person in the organization is exactly how it percolates down. This is my pure experience in the last 11 years, and I'm sure everyone will agree with that. So I hope you're getting the point. What I'm saying is that to get better return on investment, you need to give soft skills its due, simply because it is a tool to give better return on investment. Now, when I say return on investment, typically when it comes to return on investment, it is considered that if I invest ₹1,00,000 in the market, what is the return? How much money will I get back in terms of my interest? Okay, but that's a common way of looking at interest. Here I want to take you to the next level of my idea of return on investment. So I say return on investment, if you get after training yourself, whether it is product training, process training, or soft skills training, and since I am a soft skills trainer, I would insist on the soft skills training because it does give maximum return on investment. If the training gives you more time than what you had before, it is a great source of return on investment. If you get more ideas, if your brain opens up, if you are more open, more innovative to work, and then you can handle any challenging situations, that's a great return on investment. If you want more money, if you get more money, obviously then everybody wants more money. So there is no question. If I get more money, and here I would like to say that my experience is that if I help people make their money, then I don't have to work for my money. My money is already made. So it is said that my financial returns are directly connected with the quality and quantity of my service. The more I serve people, the more I get more money. So this is the philosophy of making more money. And finally, am I energetic? Am I energetic? I go with great gusto to office. I am inspired to do. I do more than what I am paid for. That's what is powerful return on investment. So I remember the acronym TIME. If I get more time, if I get more ideas, if I get more money, and if I have more energy after the training, it's a super investment that you must go and make. Now, how do I relate this thing to soft skills? So the conclusion here is that you need to give soft skills its due, because in my experience, one idea can change your life. And where does that idea come from? We really don't know. Who will it come from? We don't know. When will it come from? We don't know. But one idea can change your life. Now, I'm not an idea salesman, but yes, one idea can change your life. So give soft skills its due. Soft skills trainings gives you better return on investment. I have found out a methodology of how do you connect soft skills training with return on investment. I will talk about that more in some later video. But in my experience, a typical return on investment would be around 15 to 20% per annum in any market that if you invest, whether it is mutual funds. Of course, you might get some windfall gains, that's a different aspect. But on an average, if you ask any investor, what is the standard return on investment he expects from the market, it is around 15%. But let me tell you, when I measured return on investment, the people can give you 15% on a month-to-month basis. Let it be 5% month-to-month, it is still much larger than the 15% per annum. That's what I'm saying. That is why I say that soft skills gives a massive return on investment. Soft skills training is on the go. They have to do it. They have to apply everything on their own jobs. They don't have to do something extra. So it is on the job training. It is on a day-to-day basis. Remember, as you sow, so shall you reap. So I have noticed that if I invest myself, if I invest in soft skills training, it is a one-time investment for a lifetime results. Because the law that as you sow, so shall you reap, I want to add something over here. As you sow, so shall you reap multiplied. So I'm sure you're getting the idea of what I'm trying to tell you. The tripod of success. See to it that you do your product training, you do your process training, but important is don't neglect the 20% that you need to invest on people handling skills, because it has already been proven that 20% of your technical skills are responsible for your growth in your life. It is 80% of people handling skills that will give you the growth, the success, because ultimately, as a leader, as a person who wants to succeed, he needs to know how to handle people. And if he can handle people, you can handle anything in life. My name is Rajendra Muthe, and I am on a mission to support 100,000 millennials to be the next gen leaders in their organizations, in their marketplace. Whether they want to grow in any area of your life, it's their growth path, their success growth. That's where I want to be a support. So if you like this video, please share it with the people. Click on my YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that every time I load up one video, you will get the notification and you will learn more and more. See you at the top. Thank you.